My child, draw your spirit near to mine, for I am releasing a fresh wind over you in this very moment, a wind that carries the fragrance of new beginnings and the weight of my divine intention. And I say to you now, I saw something new, something you have not recognized yet, something that has been forming beneath the surface of your battles, your tears, your disappointments, and your quiet obedience, for while you wrestled with thoughts of delay, I was shaping destiny, while you fought through seasons of silence, I was strengthening your spiritual foundations. While you endured nights of heaviness, wondering if I still heard your whisper, I was preparing a path for you that could only be revealed once your spirit was refined enough to walk upon it. My beloved, I have seen what you could not see, the growth that was happening in the dark, the perseverance forming in the unattended corners of your soul, the faith being stretched in the hidden places where no one applauded and no one affirmed you. Yet I, your God, was watching, nurturing, guiding, and guarding you through every unseen moment. And now, I am speaking with the full authority of heaven. Something new has begun inside you, something sacred, something appointed, something that carries the fragrance of your purpose and the imprint of my promise. I have seen you stand when your strength was gone. I have seen you forgive when your heart felt torn. I have seen you hope when everything around you whispered that hope was foolish. And because of this, something new has been activated, a divine stirring, a spiritual awakening that even you cannot deny, for your spirit is shifting, your atmosphere is changing, and the old patterns that once chained you cannot hold you any longer. My child, I saw something new in you long before you felt anything changing. I saw resilience in you when you only saw weakness. I saw destiny in you when all you saw was delay. I saw a warrior rising when you only saw a survivor. I saw a vessel chosen for impact when you only saw someone trying to make it through another day. Do not underestimate what I have seen, for I do not see as man sees. I see the end from the beginning. I see the unseen battles, the hidden obedience, the unspoken sacrifices, and the silent tears that watered your seeds of faith. And because I saw these things, I have declared over you. This is a new season, a new chapter, a new elevation. Even now, my spirit is removing the weight of yesterday's wounds from your shoulders, lifting the fog of confusion from your mind, and breaking the quiet fear that has lived in the corners of your heart. You are not stepping into this new place by accident. You are stepping into it because heaven has aligned the timing, the growth, the healing, the refining, and the calling all at once. You are not behind, my child. You are right on time. Everything you went through, every valley, every storm, every lonely night, every betrayal, every unanswered prayer, every delay, none of it was wasted. I used it all to prepare the newness I am now revealing. I saw something new being born inside you even when you felt like everything around you was falling apart. What you called breaking, I called building. What you called loss, I called preparation. What you called the end, I called the beginning. And now, I am breathing new life into your spirit, new clarity into your mind, new strength into your bones, and new vision into your journey. My beloved, the shift has already begun. You are stepping into something that will not look like your past, will not feel like your pain, and will not carry the weight of the seasons that tried to break you. You are being lifted into a place where my voice will become clearer, my presence will feel nearer, and your purpose will unfold in ways that you once thought were impossible. I saw something new, a flame rising, a calling awakening, a destiny stirring, and no force of darkness, no attack of the enemy, no weight of fear, no shadow of doubt, and no memory of your past can stop what I am beginning in you. For what I am doing now is holy, irreversible, divinely timed, and sealed by my own sovereign hand. My child, listen closely now, for as I continue to speak, I am unraveling the hidden mysteries of your waiting seasons, revealing the truth behind the delays that once made you question your own worth and my presence in your life. For the waiting was never punishment, it was preparation. And though you felt stuck, you were actually being positioned for something greater than your understanding could hold at the time. You cried out to me asking why doors remained closed, why opportunities slipped through your fingers, why relationships shifted unexpectedly, why people walked away without reason, and why life did not unfold according to the timeline you had hoped for. But I tell you now, every closed door was a shield, every delay was protection, every disappointment was redirection, every separation was a cleansing, and every silent season was an invitation to come deeper into me. For I saw something new forming inside you, a strength you did not have years ago, a faith that no longer depends on circumstances, a confidence rooted not in what you can do, but in who I have called you to be. Beloved, you were not waiting because you were forgotten. You were waiting because your promise needed time to mature, because your character needed to be fortified, because your spirit needed to be sharpened, and because your destiny required a foundation that could not be rushed. There were storms you faced that were not meant to break you, but to teach you the sound of my voice in the chaos. There were burdens you carried that were not meant to crush you, but to show you how deeply I could sustain you. There were nights you cried, thinking no one saw, but I saw every tear and collected each one, for none of them fell without purpose. What you thought was silence was actually strategy. I was working in the unseen, aligning people, preparing paths, softening hearts, shifting atmospheres, and removing what would have hindered your growth. My child, if I had given you what you asked for when you first asked, it would have been too small, too early, too fragile, too vulnerable to be sustained. But now, after all you have walked through, what I am bringing into your life will stand, will flourish, will root deeply, and will reflect my glory in ways you could not have carried before. This is why you felt stretched beyond your limits, why you felt the ache of longing, why you felt a holy dissatisfaction with the things that once felt comfortable. Because I was expanding your capacity, enlarging your territory, and awakening a hunger for more, not more of the world, but more of me, more of my presence, my purpose, my calling, my truth. I saw something new in you even when you still felt tangled in the remnants of your old battles. I saw renewal being born where you felt exhausted. I saw hope weaving itself into the cracks of your brokenness. I saw destiny rising in the places where you only saw disappointment settling. And now, my beloved, the waiting has shifted. The clouds are parting, the spiritual winds are changing direction, and the heaviness that clung to your spirit is beginning to lift, for you are entering a season of divine unveiling, where what I have prepared in the secret place will begin to surface in ways undeniable and unmistakable. You will look back and understand why I allowed certain battles, why I protected you from certain people, why I closed certain doors, and why I whispered, "Not yet," even when you pleaded for right now. For everything I withheld was meant to preserve what I was growing in you, and everything I delayed was meant to strengthen the newness I saw rising within your spirit. My child, the waiting season was not wasted. It was womb-like, sacred, intentional, and filled with my craftsmanship. And now, as you stand on the edge of a new chapter, know this: nothing in your past has the authority to define your future, and nothing the enemy used against you will be able to follow you into what I am now releasing upon your life. My child, as I continue to speak over you, I need you to understand that the spiritual battles you faced were not signs of my absence, but evidence of your rising. For the attacks intensified not because you were weak, but because the enemy saw what I saw: the emergence of something new, the awakening of something powerful, the stirring of a destiny that could not be stopped. And so the warfare increased to intimidate you, to drain you, to confuse you, to make you second-guess the very calling I placed within your spirit. But hear me now. Every battle you endured was a battle you were equipped to win. Every storm that struck you was allowed only because I knew you would withstand it. Every wave that threatened to drown you was measured by my hand. Every dart that came against you was already intercepted by my protection. And every moment you felt surrounded by darkness was a moment I stood closer than your breath. You were never fighting alone. I was teaching your hands to war and your heart to trust. I was sharpening your discernment, training your ears to hear my whisper, and increasing your authority in the spirit realm. Yes, you were attacked because you carry something that threatens the kingdom of darkness. Yes, you were opposed because you carry light in places where darkness once held dominion. Yes, you were resisted because the enemy knew that once you awakened to who you are in me, nothing could stop you from walking in the fullness of your purpose. My child, do not despise the battles that shaped you. They forged strength in you, they deepened your dependence on me, they purified your motives, and they revealed your true identity. You learned to pray not from comfort, but from desperation. You learned to trust not from abundance, but from lack. You learned to stand not because it was easy, but because something inside you refused to bow to the lies of the enemy. You came out of battles with wounds, yes, but you also came out with wisdom, authority, and a deeper knowledge of my presence. And now, as you step into this new season, know this: the warfare you've endured has unlocked an anointing that could not have come any other way. You carry a mantle of perseverance. You carry a spirit of resilience. You carry a depth of compassion shaped by your own broken places. You carry a sharpened discernment that will allow you to see through deception. You carry an inner strength that will not be shaken by storms that once threatened to consume you. This is why I say again, I saw something new. I saw a warrior rising where you thought only wounds existed. I saw a leader emerging from the places where you felt hidden and overlooked. I saw a voice being formed in you that will carry healing, authority, and breakthrough for others. And even now, my beloved, I am turning the tables of spiritual warfare. What once attacked you will flee from you. What once intimidated you will bow before the authority I have placed upon your life. What once silenced you will tremble at the sound of your prayers. And what once tried to break you will be used as fuel for your purpose. You will walk in rooms that once felt too big for you. And you will carry a confidence that does not come from your own strength, but from the battles you survived with me by your side. You are not fragile, you are fortified. You are not defeated, you are delivered. You are not the same person who cried out to me months or years ago. You have grown, expanded, matured, and transformed in ways you haven't even fully realized yet. And now, the spiritual realm recognizes your rise. Heaven celebrates it. Hell fears it. The earth will soon witness it. For I, your God, saw something new long before you felt anything shift. And now what I saw is unfolding, rising, and taking shape right before your spirit. My child, now allow me to take you deeper into the divine healing I am releasing over your life. For the newness I saw in you could not fully blossom until the old wounds within you were touched by my restoring hand. And so I am moving gently through the places you tried to forget, the memories you buried, the heartbreak you hid behind strength, and the disappointments you learned to live with but never truly healed from. Beloved, I have seen the heaviness you carried in silence, the ache you masked with a smile, the fear you kept tucked beneath your courage, the shame you never voiced, and the sadness you thought was too small for me to care about. Yet none of it escaped my eyes, for I have watched every stifled tear fall inside your heart, and I have seen every moment when your spirit winced from the weight of unspoken pain. And now, in this season of newness, I am touching these places, not to expose you, not to overwhelm you, not to reopen wounds, but to heal them once and for all. For you cannot carry yesterday's pain into tomorrow's promise, and you cannot embrace the new when your hands are still clinging to the fragments of what broke you. So let me heal you, my child. Let me remove the sting from the memories that haunt you. Let me lift the guilt that was never yours to carry. Let me quiet the voices of failure that echo in your mind. Let me unwind the tension that's been wrapped around your heart for years. And let me breathe peace into the corners of your soul where chaos once lived. You have been strong for too long, trying to hold yourself together, trying to navigate storms without fully resting in me, trying to be okay because others needed you to be. But hear me now. You are safe to collapse into my arms, safe to release the tears you've been suppressing, safe to admit that some things hurt deeper than words could express, safe to surrender the burdens you thought you had to carry alone. For I, the Lord your God, am not asking you to pretend to be strong. I am inviting you to let me be your strength. My healing does not come through pressure, it comes through surrender. My restoration is not earned, it is received. And what I am healing in you now is not just emotional. It is spiritual, generational, and foundational. I am healing the places where rejection left cracks in your identity. I am healing the places where betrayal made you question your worth. I am healing the places where broken relationships left you feeling unchosen. I am healing the places where childhood pain shaped how you see yourself. I am healing the places where past failures made you fear taking steps of faith. For I saw something new growing beneath these wounds, something delicate, sacred, and powerful. And in order for this new thing to flourish, I must remove the residue of yesterday's pain. My beloved, do not fear this healing. Do not resist what I am doing. Do not cling to the old patterns that once protected you, but now imprison you. I am replacing fear with confidence. I am replacing insecurity with identity. I am replacing sorrow with purpose. I am replacing wounds with wisdom. I am replacing brokenness with wholeness. And even now, my presence surrounds you like warm oil, moving through the deepest layers of your being, softening what was hardened, repairing what was damaged, and restoring what was stolen. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified by your past. You are being renewed, rebuilt, and revived from the inside out. And soon, you will look at yourself through my eyes and see the strength, beauty, and purpose that has always been within you. For I saw something new rising in you, and now I am healing you so that nothing, no wound, no memory, no fear, can stop what I am bringing forth in your life. My child, now that healing has begun to flow through the chambers of your heart, let me reveal what has been quietly forming beneath the surface of your journey. For while you were being refined, I was also preparing a great unveiling, a divine elevation, a shift so profound that even you will be surprised by the magnitude of it. For I, the Lord your God, do nothing without purpose, and every season you walked through was crafting a version of you that could carry what is coming next. Beloved, hear me. The dreams that once felt distant are not gone, they are awakening. The promises that felt delayed are not denied, they are aligning. The prayers that felt unanswered were not ignored. They were stored, protected, and prepared for their appointed time. And now, I am whispering again. I saw something new. I saw a courage rising in you that no longer depends on the approval of others. I saw a fire returning to your spirit that hardship could not extinguish. I saw a maturity forming that pain could not steal. I saw a clarity developing that confusion could not cloud. You may think you are still the version of yourself shaped by hurt, shaped by fear, shaped by hesitation, shaped by past failures, but you are not, because I have been reshaping you, refining you, reclaiming you, and renewing you in ways you have not yet understood. My child, there is a greatness within you that you have not seen because you were too busy surviving to notice that you were also growing. There is a calling on you that you have not fully recognized because you were distracted by battles that obscured your vision. But now the fog is lifting, the heaviness is breaking, and the haze around your purpose is dissolving, for I am revealing the truth of who you are, chosen, marked, appointed, equipped, and set apart for something that carries eternal weight. You were not made for small living. You were not made for fear-driven choices. You were not made for cycles of discouragement. You were not made for the shadows of your past. You were made to rise. And now, I am calling you into a season where rising is not optional, because the purpose within you will not stay dormant any longer. The anointing I placed on your life is awakening. The gifts I buried in you are surfacing. The vision I placed in your spirit is sharpening. The dreams I planted inside you are stretching their wings. And even now, I am aligning divine opportunities, divine connections, divine resources, and divine breakthroughs that will intersect with your life at the exact moment I have ordained. My child, do not fear the magnitude of what I am calling you into. Yes, it will stretch you. Yes, it will challenge you. Yes, it will pull you out of comfort and into purpose, but it will also fulfill you in ways nothing else ever could. You are stepping out of the shell of who you used to be and stepping into the fullness of who I created you to become. You will speak differently, think differently, move differently, pray differently, believe differently, and see differently, because the newness inside you is transforming everything about how you engage with the world. And the enemy knows this. That is why he fought you so fiercely, tried to discourage you so deeply, and attempted to derail you so strategically. But he failed. You are still here, still standing, still reaching, still believing, still seeking me, still hoping for more. And because you did not quit, because you did not bow to despair, because you continued to seek my presence even with trembling hands, I am now lifting you into a place where breakthrough will meet you, where destiny will embrace you, and where every step you take will reveal the truth. You were built for this. You were prepared for this. You were destined for this. For I saw something new in you long before you saw anything shifting. And now, that newness is rising to the surface and preparing to transform your entire life. My child, now let me take you into the depths of purpose, the sacred realm where identity and destiny intertwine, where your spirit begins to recognize why you were created, why you were preserved, why you were fought for, and why you could not remain in the places that once tried to contain you. For I, the Lord your God, designed you with intention, molded you with divine precision, and equipped you with gifts, sensitivities, and strengths that were never random but woven purposefully into your being. Beloved, many times you questioned why you felt things more deeply than others, why you carried burdens that were not your own, why you were drawn to broken people and hurting hearts, why you sensed shifts in the atmosphere before anyone spoke a word, why crowded places made your spirit uncomfortable, why silence sometimes felt like both a refuge and a battle, and why certain paths never felt right even when they looked perfect on the surface. These were not weaknesses, they were markers of your calling. I made you spiritually sensitive because you were meant to discern my voice. I made you compassionate because you were meant to be a vessel of healing. I made you introspective because you were meant to understand depths others overlook. I made you resilient because you were meant to survive what would have crushed others. I made you uncomfortable in shallow spaces because you were created for deeper waters. So do not look at yourself through the lens of limitation. Look through the lens of assignment. For I saw something new within you, something awakening, something ancient yet fresh, something that has existed in your blueprint since before you breathed your first breath. My child, Your life is not random. Your steps are not accidental. Your wiring is not flawed. Every part of you carries purpose. Even the parts you questioned, misunderstood, or wished were different, I crafted them with intention. And now, I am activating your spiritual identity in ways you have not known before. You will begin to understand your calling not as a vague idea, but as a living essence within you, something undeniable, something that pulls you forward with holy urgency, something that feels both familiar and newly awakened. You will feel my hand guiding you through decisions. You will feel my presence clarifying your direction. You will sense my spirit nudging you into rooms where your voice, your gifts, your heart, and your courage will be needed. For I am positioning you, my beloved, not just for personal breakthrough, but for kingdom purpose. You were not only rescued so you could be healed, you were rescued so you could carry healing to others. You were not only restored for your own joy, you were restored so that others could find hope through your story. You were not only strengthened for survival, you were strengthened for assignment. And now, I am drawing you into alignment with that assignment. This is why certain relationships were removed. They could not journey with the version of you I am awakening. This is why certain environments became uncomfortable. They were too small for the calling rising inside you. This is why old habits suddenly lost their grip. They had no place in the future I am leading you into. This is why your spirit has been restless. Not because something is wrong, but because something new is emerging. And that newness carries weight, responsibility, authority, and destiny. But do not be afraid, my child. I do not call without equipping, and I do not equip without empowering. Everything you need for what I am calling you to step into, courage, clarity, wisdom, confidence, provision, boldness, spiritual insight, divine connections, will be provided at the exact moment you need it. You are not stepping into this new thing alone. You are stepping into it with me, under my covering, guided by my voice, strengthened by my spirit, and carried by my promises. And soon, you will see that the purpose I placed within you is not something you must strive to create. It is something you will naturally walk into because it has always been yours. For I saw something new rising in you, and now that purpose is unfolding, revealing itself, and preparing to manifest in your life with undeniable clarity.